Hello everyone, it is Moonwalking Kingdom, and today I want to make a video because I found these two clips from Jackson's recent live stream, and they are about the biopic. So let's get right into it. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. There's one thing in particular, but I also want to point out the title of this video because, yeah, take a look.
The November date is better for them, for especially for my cousin, for Jafar, because I think his performance is going to be Oscar worthy. And if we're thinking Oscars, I don't want to spook anyone, but I want him to win an Oscar, or at least I want him to be a contender for an Oscar, and I think he can, 100%.
Yeah.
And I root for that movie because of Prince's involvement in it and Jafar's involvement in it, our family's involvement in it, in that aspect of it. That's why I root for the movie, and I wanted to kick butt. But at the same time, I've never said and I've never thought, and it's not because I don't want it to be, but I think that I've never thought my project wasn't important in this whole universe as well. I've always thought it's just as important as a 1-2 punch.
In regards to the Oscars, I mean, it also depends on what movies are going against Michael, because let me tell you, there are people that said, oh, Elvis was going to win, Austin Butler was going to get something. He got a Golden Globe. I think Rami Malek got an Oscar for his performance in Bohemian Rhapsody. So it's definitely possible for Jafar to get an Oscar. But again, it also really depends on the movies that is going against it. I mean, Wicked Part 2 is coming out next year. So this year will be the Academy Awards, and Wicked's going to be nominated 100%. Yeah. Now, yeah, and I want to see Jafar win something. I feel like his performance is going to blow a lot of people away, despite critical things that people were saying when we got those leaks almost a year ago. So I want to touch on this next thing, and this has to do with Joe Jackson. Take a look.
Yes, was he perfect? No, aspect of it, and it's we're still going to have to deal with that because there's a project coming out that we have to see how he's portrayed, our grandfather. But at the end of the day, knowing there it was multi-dimensional, his character and how he was, and I hope they showed that aspect of it, that he did care. He just had a hard time showing it, and it's generational, as his father had a hard time showing him love.
Right.
But
I mean, and also it was a different time, and they lived in a different
era. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
different era. And yeah.
And in order to get all of these kids out of a city like that and successful, 9 kids, like he had to be tough. He had to be hard.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do. And I do commend him, and I commend our family for, for doing what they needed to do. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I do agree with you. He gets too bad of a rap.
I understand movies. I understand you need a villain. You need someone that the protagonist is, has to overcome or has to. But I just feel like it's such an. You have to show the dimensions in that, and yeah. Well, I mean, I don't.
And they also need to remember that these are real people.
Yeah, these are real people, real families.
Yes.
And the one thing I'll always remember is everyone in our family at that hospice in Vegas was by his side.
Yes.
Everyone.
I want to highlight both sides, and I want you guys to put a comment down. A lot of people will say these things, saying it was a different time period, and he had to be hard on him and all that stuff. But then you also have a lot of people that say that they don't like him because of him abusing him, and because of Joe abusing him. That's the reason why Michael would become the way he was when it came to him in Neverland, and the fact that he'd have a childhood and all that stuff. So it's a very controversial topic, and I really hope they handle it and they talk about both aspects. But people I know that they are also going to be upset when they humanize, if they humanize Joe, because there are people that think Joe is like, they shouldn't be humanizing him. He's a terrible person, all that stuff. But then you have the other side that wants that. They want them to talk about both sides, or maybe just that one, you know. So let me know what you think about that. I know in the musical they handle Joe a lot differently. If you haven't seen the show, I'm not gonna tell you what happens. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Put a comment. Do you think Jafar is Oscar worthy, and do you think Joe Jackson will be handled the best or worst way in the biopic? Let me know how you feel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.